Give him a big smiley face before we go.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, careful what you do.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today on #confirmed, we are going to be digging into Devstream 105 and taking a look at some of the glorious art of Warframe and some information that we can glean from the sneak previews that we were able to get. Maybe some weapons that might be coming out, maybe some deluxe skins, maybe some gifts that we'll be getting for free. Regardless, let's go ahead and jump into the first announcement of the stream that I did want to tackle, is that we finally have the date for TennoCon 2018. So it is going to be this July 7th. So the site is currently up, and I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description box so that you can kind of like put in your email, get your save the dates just in case you want to go, because here's an announcement from me. I will be making an appearance there. So if you guys happen to want to come in and see me live, definitely come on by. I'm gonna be planning probably my own like little get-togethers with Twitch subs or like other things. We'll figure out something to kind of celebrate the momentous occasion of TennoCon 2018. I think we're all gonna be able to share some feels together. So go ahead and jump into that link, or you can actually see the address on the top of the screen. Get your save the dates so that you know exactly when tickets go live, because some of the upper tiers of tickets tend to sell out very, very, very fast. So make sure you jump in on that, because that is going to be massively important. The next thing that I wanted to go ahead and touch on, I don't have an image for actually, but because of the fact that we are kind of shelling out dates right now, we do have a date for the unvaulting finally. So as you guys know, the upcoming unvaulting is going to be for Frost, Ember, and Loki Prime. Now, as you guys already know, they're all going to have their own individual packs, just in case maybe you missed one and did not get the others. But what you can actually do is they're gonna have a double pack for both Loki and Ember, which is great because we've seen Frost Prime come back a lot, and he's been available through other promotions and whatnot. So if you are missing Loki and Ember Prime, you will be able to start you can either pick them up via their bundles, or you can actually go ahead and start farming their relics February 6th. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I know that I'm definitely going to be on stream farming some stuff up, because you know I like to kind of like stockpile all of that to ensure that I can kind of hand them out as prizes for giveaways and whatnot. I love it. It's always so fun, especially because the Sicarus Prime and the Glaive Prime are like two like top tier weapons, at least in my eyes, and y'all know I love me some Glaive Prime action. So I gotta represent there, and Loki Prime is my baby, so we gotta make sure that we have that in stock for giveaways, because that's my peeps. Now, the interesting fact that we actually got along with that is the fact that DE is considering having Barrow help out in the unvaultings. Now, it's not necessarily for this specific unvaulting, but they did discuss on the dev stream the fact that they would potentially be putting vaulted relics into his stock. So just in case, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know y'all have some beef with Barrow, but I highly suggest, if you aren't already farming them now, go ahead and farm up your ducats, because you may be able to trade those in for relics from Barrow for items that are not currently available in the market. And I know some of y'all like to run that market game, so definitely check that out. Now, I do want to make a quick note about this graphic here, because I didn't put everything in order like I should have put everything in order. But this is actually going to be the alternate helmet for Khora, which we're going to be chatting about later. And I think it looks pretty damn dope. It's got like a really interesting sigil coming up, and it's got like some kind of like Katir action in there too. A little bit of the diamond, a little bit of an upside down triangle kind of geometric thing. I'm feeling it. But as you can see in her hand, she also holds a little something that we'll be seeing later. So I figured what we should go ahead and do now is just jump on in to some of the art that we saw on the dev stream. I've went ahead and kind of organized them so that it all makes sense for everybody, but let's take a look. So as you can see here, one of the things that they chatted about was the new Octavia Deluxe skin. It's being worked on, y'all. It's like in progress. So much so that we can actually go ahead and take a look at what it looks like today. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I want you to take a close look at what this looks like, and let's take a look at what the high poly image looks like. Oh, I didn't put him in orderish. In this one. We'll talk about that one towards the end, I guess. But yeah, this is the Octavia High Poly Deluxe. So, I don't know, I feel like the skirt's just a little bit bigger. It's a little bit more infested flower instead of like ravenous, like, you know, I'm gonna eat your soul beast. Which was definitely the feeling that I was getting from the previous graphic. Why can't I go back? It's this way. So here, we're actually seeing it's a little bit like the skirt isn't as big as it was over there. I feel like this one's a little bit more vicious looking, but this one on the other hand is a little bit more like feminine. I don't know, you know what, we'll have to see it in game to see how it actually all plays out. I still think it looks pretty cool, and one of the interesting things that they did note that along with the Octavia, they're actually going to be changing the look of her roller to go along with it. So maybe we'll get some sort of infested like little, maybe, you know what would be really cool if we had like a little infested larva with like a speaker on its back that just kind of ran around. That would be adorable. That would take some animation rigging, however, you know, that's not necessarily a thing. Alright, so we're gonna jump into what Octavia actually comes with. So that Octavia Deluxe skin is gonna be coming with a Syandana. So this is how the Syandana is looking right now. You know, one of the things that I gotta say about it is I think it's gonna be another jelly fleshy Syandana. It is what it is. I hope that there's some sort of cool effect off of it, like maybe the speakers like pulse a little bit so we can get some lights up in there. But what I'm really excited for, you know, because I'm not down for the jelly, but we do have this new freaking rifle skin. So this is actually the front, which I think is really, really cool. It's like I kept saying, it feels like an infested flower. Like she's like in some sort of alien world, and she's this infested creature beast. And I kind of love it. I kind of love it. It almost looks like a squid too. I've been watching a lot of Subnautica streams lately, and I'm like looking at this and I was like, could be like a little kraken. All of these little eye things. I get it. But I'm wondering if it changes the particle effect off of it, because it would be cool if it had like kind of like a sonic effect that came out from the front every time you shot it, like it was like little beats. I would be down for that. So, you know, not so big on the Syandana, but I'm all about it for the rifle pistol skin. The rifle pistol skin? The rifle skin. I don't know why I put pistol in there, but, you know, it's late and my brain's gone. Moving along, talking about deluxe skins, we also got to take a look at the new Vauban Deluxe. Now, I'm sure that this is not going to be how it translates in game. There is no way that they could translate this into the game. By the way, whoever picked the color choices, Eric, if you picked the color choices, we're like in that gray mindset. I got you on this. I'm feeling it. One of the things that they did want to note about this is he's got a lot of pistons on him, and that they actually wanted to see if they could go ahead and animate the pistons, which would be absolutely fantastic because of the fact that we did have Mirage with the spinning gears and the kind of like floating bits. Definitely into that. So if we could have Vauban, you know, the French tactical engineer, actually become like this steampunk kind of samurai like robot thing, it looks really, really dope, and I'm really curious to see how close they're going to be able to deliver on this specific look. They also have the back view here, which I love. It's almost, I don't know, there's just so many pipes and so many gears along with it that I want to see how it translates. I definitely want to see how it translates, because this is looking absolutely badass. Now the next one is definitely after my heart. So for those of you guys who don't know, we have Liger Zanuka, also known as, oh my god, Volkavi. So if you guys are into TennoCon and you guys kind of know what's going on with TennoCon, Volkavi's designed several amazing skins, a lot of the battle damage skins. He also did, he's done just a bunch of amazing things, and he's got a collaboration that's coming out really, really soon for Syandana that I was actually thinking of doing something similar to, and now I can't do it, sir. Regardless, this is springing from his mindset, and can I tell you right now, they actually started modeling it on the screen. And I'm crossing my fingers because our dear, beautiful, sweet man Skyers is the one that was modeling it. And can you see right here? Can you see right here? Do you see this? This is Nezha with juicy booty. The booty juice is right there. I am like, yes, Finally, we have ass equality for the males. Can we please get some strong assets for these male characters? And I'm loving the fact that it looks, somebody had kind of noted that it looked a little bit Okami-esque, and I definitely am feeling that. They did note that these fire things are, not necessarily in there as going to be solid pieces on the frame itself, but more as energy effects that will end up translating in game. At least that's the current stance on it, and that's how they're kind of working with it. However, I think it's absolutely like astonishing. I love the feet. I love the knee segments that kind of flare out. It's a different, like, dude, can I just tell you right now, we had that Faven skin that turned him into like demon little Hellboy, and then we've got another like deluxe skin that's gonna legitimately turn him into some sort of fire wolf creature. I'm into it. Like, Nezha is getting some legit love, and I think he deserves it, especially some representation for the juicy booty, for the little juicy booty boys out there. Well, booty men. We're not gonna say boys. That's a little bit awkward. But I also like this detail right here, which I think that a lot of people could miss, which are these kind of rope dangles that'll come back, that'll dangle down from each leg. Of course, we don't exactly know how successful it's gonna translate into the game, but just the art itself is very, very exciting. Now, moving on. We've got more concept art. So a lot of people have been wondering. We have the Dex, we have the Dex Furus, the Dex Dakra, we got the Dex Siberis. Last year we got the Dex Syandana. And now it has been confirmed that we are going to have the Dexcalibur skin for Excalibur. Now, me personally, I'll be completely honest with you, we've gotten a lot of Dex stuff. But one of the things that I don't see here is the iconic, like, lotus flower. So I'm wondering if DE is gonna step it up a little bit and maybe add some, like, lotus adornment to it, because as cool as this looks, we're very, very used to having our Dex, like, rewards come through with some lotus embellishment. So I'm hoping that we see a little bit of that. And for those of you guys who are a little bit newer to the game who don't know, every year in March, DE actually releases kind of like an anniversary gift. So we got all of those previously, and this upcoming year you'll have an opportunity to get all of those again. And I believe that the newest item usually just gets gifted to you as long as you log in within March. So make sure to be around in March. Make sure to stick around. And I think it's a little bit towards the end of March. Don't quote me on that, but be around in March. Make sure you're logging in. And when the quests come up, to get the rest of the items, if you've missed anything, you can go and kind of go through and grab anything that you've missed from previous years. It's gonna, I have faith that it's gonna look really, really good. Of course, this is just concept art. Again, though, I'm crossing my fingers for a little bit more Lotus love. The helmet does look pretty cool, though. So, ooh, we are in Skyer's territory now, especially for those of you guys who have been following the development of Khora. Khora's actually been around for over 3 years. Khora's been in development, been an idea from our man, Mr. DE Skyers, even though I still like to pretend that he doesn't work for DE. He's been working on this for a long, long time, and he kind of gave us like a roadmap of what it took to get him from the original concept, which was this, this strange porcupine bird raptor creature. He wanted to make a Warframe that had like spines that kind of like protruded. And this was, by the way, Skyers was also the man responsible for working for Avara. So if anybody is in love with Avara, that's your man to go to, okay? But as you can see, he's working on a kind of like a porcupine-y frame. And then as things went, he started kind of progressing a little bit more. And then he started coming up with these frames that looked a little bit like Valkyrie. I'm going to be completely honest with you. And then as time went, it kind of turned into this dominatrix kind of spidery frame. And things just kept progressing and progressing until we got what we have now. This spider with cool spines and whips and metal threads. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm really, really excited. And it kind of goes to show that while certain things, you know, can happen instantly and certain things can be a big hit instantly, there are sometimes it takes them a while to flesh through some of their ideas. And one of the great things is they've always talked about how they've had tons and tons of ideas for frames, and of course this is something that they worked on from 2015 all the way up to now, so who knows how many more ideas they have up their sleeve. So that makes me really excited. What else makes me really excited is this weapon right here. So for those of you guys who did not see, but what is this? What is this weird little thing? Anyway, they actually went ahead and previewed this weapon for us during the dev stream. This is coming out with Khora, and this is going to be her dart gun. Now, the really cool thing about this dart gun is, from what we saw, it looked like it was going to be a burst fire gun. So it has bursts of darts, but the alt fire allows you to swap through elements. So you'll actually be able to swap from poison to cold. That's what they've spoken about so far, poison to cold, but I'm assuming that you'll be able to swap through all of them just with a right click. So that's going to be friggin' awesome, and I think that's absolutely fantastic for this specific weapon. It's really different too, because it's not something that they've ever kind of played around with. We've done a lot of different kind of alt fires, but you can see DE really kind of like stretching their legs and really getting creative with what it is that they can do. So I'm really excited. Personally, me, I'm gonna be honest with you, I might not really even swap elements all that much. If I'm gonna be real with you, I usually build a weapon for a single element. So that element will always be there. Maybe if we want a secondary element, we'll be able to do that. But dear Lord, we were laughing about this during the dev stream because we were talking about how great this would be to like enable things like condition overload. But I laughed. I'm like, we're assuming that this thing's gonna have a shit ton of status. I hope it has a shit ton of status, but legitimately, we're assuming that it's gonna be more than what it is right now. So as far as we know, it will swap elements, and will hopefully have some status to go along behind it. We'll see exactly what happens. Now this is really cool right here. And it's funny because you can see Steve's face right there. But as you guys saw earlier in the original image, these are actually going to be the swords that come with Khora. And I was super hyped about this. This is actually work by an artist known as Kaz or Synchrosys, if you've ever went ahead and picked up some of their TennoCon. So there's actually from a TennoCon artist that was a TennoCon artist, then came on board with DE and started working for them. And this one was really cool. It actually used to originally be a stave, and then she was able to kind of like rework it into these dual swords, and I think it's fantastic. So for those of you guys who aren't quite getting it, because I know that I had a couple people on Twitter that were like, I don't understand, this right here is the handle and this up here is the actual blade. And I think that's pretty dope. We'll get to see that when we go back to the original look. Now this, okay, can I zoom in? Can I zoom into this, because you guys need to see this. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can zoom into this. Can I zoom into this? Okay, maybe we can't. Maybe we can't zoom in. But I did want to go ahead and give you this shot right here, because one of the things that DE is working on now is a new hairstyles and a new system to like do hairstyles and whatnot. So as you can see, a lot of people initially straight out of the gate, and the same for me, feel like it's very Final Fantasy-esque, which I am not hating on at all, because legitimately, to me, Final Fantasy hairstyles were always dope. So this is definitely a look that I would love to see in game, and it kind of reminds me that I need to go and get a haircut, so it could be all shiny, yeah. Like, look at it, you can just see the reflection off of it. It doesn't look like we're thinning at all, because a lot of the hairstyles currently right now don't look so lush. It looks like, you know, we've had a hard time, and, you know, we've had some hair falling out, maybe a little bit of alopecia going on. Listen, this is a vast improvement. I'm very fond of it. And to continue on the operator front, this is one of the things that I think is really cool. You guys probably don't care about this image whatsoever, but this is one of those things that it's like, this is what the future is gonna tell us. So as you guys can see right here, this is an operator suit, and one of the things that they haven't done in the past was do clear, kind of like segmented areas that get altered when they model things. So they've actually went through the system, they've been able to slice up certain areas so that it's a little bit easier for them to customize. Now, this is not a promise. This is not a promise. Don't hold me to this. You know, I always say, like with DE, believe nothing until that shit comes out. Actually, that's what I say about like my old job too. That's what I say a lot about things. Don't believe anything until the shit comes out. And legitimately, they did kind of mention that maybe potentially, because of this system, down the line, not anytime soon, we may be seeing some operator TennoCon. So that, I think, is really, really excited, mainly because of the fact that right now the operator suits that we have, there's maybe like 3 suits I like. And because of the fact that we are now playing a lot with our operators, and our operators allow us to do some really, really cool things when it comes to gameplay, that we're seeing them more, so we kind of want to be able to fashion them a little bit more. I think that would be absolutely dope. Now, we're moving on to kind of like the end. We're going to wrap things up just a little bit here. But I did want to go ahead and show off some new Corpus helmet models, which is one of the things that they're doing because a lot of the Grineer troops have been getting a little bit of love. So they decided, because let's be real, Venus is coming and they wanted to make shit pretty for Venus. I'm not oblivious to this shit. I'm not oblivious. I know Venus is coming. You know Venus is coming. So they're making the Corpus look doper. So here's one of the helmets that they've got going on, which is a little bit frightening. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm getting a little bit of Cthulhu vibes with that one. This one I think is my favorite of the bunch. However, he does have like a backpack that it attaches to. And then this one is kind of like a twist on the classic. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Coke and then Diet Coke and then Coke Zero. That's what we got here. We got the 3 different Coke styles, which aren't bad. And you know what? The Corpus do need a little bit of love, mainly because of the fact that we give Grineer so much shit, and now at least they can have a little person. Listen, we got Grineer ghouls. They got 3 helmets, so let's be happy for that. Now they also did a little bit of lighting, which I'm gonna be honest with you. I know lighting means a lot. I don't understand a lot of the shit with lighting, but it's pretty, right? Lighting makes a difference, I know, because we do it for Captura, and that can really change the look and feel of things. But I guess DE is going to be coming out with their own new lighting engine, so they'll be able to kind of light things prettily. Let's move on. So I think the last thing that we get to talk about, we have to scroll all the way up to the beginning because I did this in the worst order. I fucked up this. The last thing that we're going to talk about right here, of course, is Ballas' sword. Now, we're going to talk about a little bit of a lore thing that's going on. Number one, this was modeled in part by Kaz and one of her partners to kind of like help this out. And the interesting thing that they had kind of noted about this sword was the fact that we would be seeing it again. That it would specifically be playing a role, that while Ballas unfurls this mighty hand, that, of course, we don't have those mighty hands, right? We're little child babies in, like, Warframes, right? So, we might have to wield this with 2 hands. Now, I know some of y'all are there and some of y'all are not. Some of y'all who are not there are thinking, oh, a new heavy sword. Baby, please. First part of the image right here, that's a sheath. You know the only other sheathed weapon in the games? Yes, that is the Nikana, okay? So, what were we promised very recently? Oh yes, that would be the great Nikana! So I think this might actually be some sort of quest reward from maybe the Apostasy quest or maybe even the Sacrifice quest. Listen, I don't know what the deal is, but that's a sheath. So that's going to require a new animation. It's not just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna take my sword out just like any other great sword. There's gotta be an unsheathing animation just kind of like a katana. So I'm thinking that this is going to be one of our first great katanas. So I'm really excited about that. But with that said, that pretty much brings everything to a close. I want to get a lot of your input on you guys, because I know we have like a strong fashion frame community here. Let me know what you're excited for. Are you excited for the Octavia Deluxe? How do you feel about the Octavia Deluxe, actually? Because, you know me, I'm still like up in the air about it. And then, of course, that new Nezha skin that freaking Skyers was modeling live on stream, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Let me know how you feel about that. What about TennoCon? Are any of you guys going to be able to go? Will I be able to see you guys there? Let me know all of that in the comments below, as well as any other additional feelings. But that about does it for now. So, as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!